Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and tonight's a special night, because it's a Wednesday night, and I'm here with, my favorite Australian of all time. It's not very often, it's just the pair of us, Michelle. So, ladies and gents, please welcome my favorite Australian of all time. It is the amazing Michelle. How are you?
I'm good, but I've surpassed Eileen. Kidding me?
Well, I mean, you literally paid for a dinner so then I wouldn't go broke in Sydney,
Look, you had enough money for chocolate milk. That was the main thing, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I haven't had a chocolate milk with Eileen. We did have a boost juice though, but it was quite the mission because it was at the I don't know what train station. It's like Southern Cross Station, I think, in Melbourne. But that's the train station that sends trains out to Sydney and Melbourne everywhere. That's the one that Brendan had to rescue me on because I got so lost and I didn't have any data. And I was like, Brendan, help. I don't know what the fuck I'm carrying. And so trying to meet Eileen there was, there was a nightmare and a half. And we've got Survivor Twist in the chat. Oh, so ready for this. Well, you better be Survivor Twists because we're so ready for this as well. Welcome to the live, everyone. We're here to talk about champions versus contenders. And it's an interesting season, Michelle, because I feel like this season was the first for so many things. It was the first where they really started hamping up the celebrity casting of the show, getting a lot of like recruits onto the show. It's the start of the versus theme as well, which Australian Survivor loves to do. How do you sort of feel about champions versus contenders?
I liked a lot of the cast. So, even though it ranked poorly as a season as a whole, I loved, most of the cast. I mean, sorry, you got Russell in there. He didn't last long, but Russell in anything is just entertaining. You got Shani. Her introduction. Stevie. I love Stevie K. He's such a great Survivor ambassador. He comes to all the events in Sydney. He's always promoting it. He's just a great, great guy. Moana made a name for herself. Zach made a name for himself in a very different kind of way.
He definitely did, doesn't he?
I think he made his mark. Lydia Lasala, loved her and the way she fought. Matt, the Godfather. I mean,
it's amazing.
Yeah. Fenella, who created Chanela. And then you've got Sean and Shane, two iconic players. Shane being the oldest winner ever worldwide, even though AI says it's not her. AI think the oldest winner is Bob Crowley. Sorry, no AI, you are wrong. And the oldest player was Rudy, though. He played at 75 All-Stars, which is iconic.
Wow.
What did you think of the cast? Who stands out for you?
Well, obviously Stevie, good old sneaky Steve. And I want to play something for you, Michelle. I don't think I have actually shown you this before, right? But when Heroes vs. Villains came out and Sneaky Steve was on the cast, everyone was like, why is Stevie back? He's not a real villain. He doesn't deserve to come back. I was one of the very few people. This was the first season I ever podcasted about as well, Heroes vs. Villains. I was so excited to see him come back to the point where I made a theme song for Sneaky Steve. And I want to play you this theme song.
Really?
You ready? I did. Hang on. I'll try show the video as well.
Oh gosh.
Sneaky Steve.
All time, every day, Sneaky Steve. Where's Steve? Who's Steve? What Steve? It's Sneaky Steve. And that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Have you?
I don't know.
You sent it to him, obviously.
I did, yeah. And it's funny because he completely forgot about it. And when I met him at the Sydney watch party, I was like, I don't think you'll remember me, but I was the one that made that theme song of you. He was like, what? You made a theme song? I was like, yeah. So that was so fun. I love Sneaky Steve. He's great. And is AI ever wrong? Well, according to AI,
Oh,
like what's her name? Her name's Kat on the new season of Survivor. According to AI, Kat was a trader on Traders New Zealand and played
what?
this game and and what got voted out as a trader. Spoiler alert, she was not a trader.
Yeah.
And she was a good trader hunter, I will admit that, but I won't spoil the season for those in case if anyone's actually watching it. But yeah, it's
Goodness.
AI was completely wrong with that. And lol, what happened? Well, Mucky happened, It was the
Yeah.
birth. No, but I enjoyed the season too. I feel like the season is in sections, right? You've got like the first like 2 episodes where it's the Russell section, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of have a bland, easy votes, medevacs, that kind of stuff, right? And then you get Benji coming out of nowhere, and it's like
Yeah.
the Benji versus Tegan, the sort of like fall of the contenders. Then you get the start of the merge where it's just champions just obliterating them. And then it's just all hell breaks loose in game, which I think is probably one of the best in games in Australian Survivor history in terms of like people flipping on each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, got like Godfather blindside for then Benji to be taken out straight after. Finella, pretty much getting like Tyson out of the game and stuff, which wasn't her fault, it was Brian's. And then Shawnee then flipping on Brian. Like, so much happened from the final 9, like all the way through to the final 2. There wasn't a single like terrible episode. Well, maybe not on the limb we'll talk about, but
no one was really concrete. Oh, there were a couple of concrete alliances, but everyone else was like, stuff this, I want to get to the end. I'm just going to vote out anybody. And it was one of those seasons where you didn't really know who was going to go that night. Like, you had no idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess let's talk about the first section, the Russell section, right? Now, I was quite a late Survivor fan. I started in 2016. So I'd only just seen Russell seasons before Champions vs. Contenders had come out. And so I'd love to hear from you, Michelle, being obviously a longer Survivor fan than I am. What was the hype like for Russell coming to Australian Survivor?
It was twofold. A lot of the super fans just don't necessarily love him, but there is a certain faction that loves and certain faction that hates. But it didn't matter what you were, everyone wanted to see him fail, basically.
Yeah.
They wanted to see him come on and fail because it was Australian Survivor. And then you've got the casual fans who were like, well, who is this guy? We don't need an American on our season. And then we're all trying to explain to them how great he is in finding idols and that he's just so unaware of the whole social game. He just thinks it's all strategic and he can win that way, which obviously doesn't work for him. So there was a lot of hype that he was coming in.
Yeah. And I guess what was the general fan base like to see him get voted out with an idol around his neck?
Everyone was really happy, really extremely happy. I wasn't. I wanted to see him play a bit longer. But yeah, there was a lot of celebrating. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird thing with Russell because I've personally never been a huge Russell fan. Like, I can always separate the art from the artist, right? Like, I appreciate what Russell, like, what he brings to each season. It brings a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, which obviously we love. But as a player and, like, even as a person at times as well, I'm like, no. You get what I mean? And so... I've always been very mixed on Russell. It's like I appreciate what he brings, but is a fun person to root against, if that kind of makes sense, right? And so I was very happy to see Russell get voted out, especially when it's just like during the revote, it was like Russell. I just couldn't stop laughing.
With an idol. With an idol.
Yeah, with an idol around his neck. But I mean, I do think it was the right move for him not to play it though. Because from what I remember, he had... ironically, Matt Rogers, a huge hero of Australian Survivor, team up with the greatest villain. And then you had Commando Steve and Damien, the military guy. They were like together. Then you had like Moana and like Lydia and Sean and stuff, that kind of group. Then you had Sam and Monica kind of doing their own thing. Like Jackie was kind of on the outs and stuff. So you had all these different factions. And I think if somehow Russell survives that vote, because what was a 4-4-2-2 vote, right? Like if he somehow survives that vote, like he has so much power with that idol. You get what I mean? Moving forward, I think it becomes harder to try and take him out, but it's kind of that if he survived, if that makes sense.
I wish he would have played it though. It would have really spiced up the game even more. I mean, they probably would have voted him out the next episode, but maybe if he had more time with them, he would have schmoozed them a bit more and he might have got through more episodes.
Yeah. But what's also great, so even like we always had like 2 Russells get voted out, right? Because you had Matt Dyson on the Contenders tribe. And it's like I just find it so funny. It's like, what is the fastest way that you can cook your own game? Just start outing everyone at tribal for like just no real reason, you know? I think Steve was supposed to be voted out, you know? But then because Matt Dyson was constantly like arguing with everyone, it's like, well, we're going to take him out. So yeah. And I guess a couple comments here. One here from Alan. Welcome to the live. Was Janine in Champions vs Contenders too? Yeah, she was in the second one, not the first one. Yes. And can you guys remind me if the idols hit in a tribal council this season? Cover red. Yeah, so
I remember Moana, the one at last, the last one we talked about. Yes, last week. I don't remember the one hidden here.
So Moana had a clue. It was like the 3rd episode. She had a clue for an idol that was under the podium lid.
Okay.
In the council vote. Which, once again, I love. Have more idols at tribal councils.
I know. I love that.
Yeah. But I do think, like with Blood vs. Water, have multiple clues to it. You get what I mean? Because then it's kind of a race, you get what I mean, and stuff. And
yes.
You know?
I mean, I like them at tribal council if they can find them not in front of, you know, JLP or David. You know, I think it's better if it's like in the voting place or under their seats, because it's right out there. If they find one right under, you know, the host, then everyone knows and it can't be secretive. You know, you can see US Survivor at the moment. Everyone's telling everyone about their idols. It is so annoying. It is so boring. You just they should all play like Australians do and, you know, keep their idols secret. It makes a better game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to hear more about how much American Survivor sucks, make sure you do check out my video on why Jeff Probst should be sacked. You know, I did a whole hour live on it. I've also done a shorter 10-minute version of one earlier in the year. So make sure you check those out on why American Survivor and Jeff Probst sucks. Not like Australian Survivor, not like this season, because, you know, we reach a stage in the game, Michelle, right?
Yeah.
Where I feel like it was like super quiet after Russell leaves, right? Where you did have like Zach being Zach, pretty much. You know, you had Moana get sick, Jenna, you know, she gets injured and stuff. But then out of nowhere, we get the mad dog, Mr. Benji. 2 weeks of no screen time. And then it comes out of nowhere. And it's like one of the top contenders to win the game by the time merge comes around. Like, what do you think of Benji?
He was quite a popular character in on the fan groups, because he was a bit out there. He was a bit unusual. He wasn't being too over the top, but he was fun. And people liked him. And I think he's been asked back, but he couldn't do it. He was busy or something, I think.
Yeah. From what I've heard, he had to turn down All Stars for a work thing, so that's why they got Zach in. Not sure if he was asked back for anything else, but he was on the Australia tribe. But then the second that David was like, yeah, I'm free to do it. So apparently David and Parvati were the last 2 people to be on the cast. Because Parvati replaced Wentworth and David replaced Benji.
Gosh. Wentworth would turn it down if we had a second one. She'd probably turn it down out of spite now.
Well, even Tyson made that post, right? It was like, oh, it's supposed to be, Australia versus America, and I wasn't on it. It's like just wait a couple more years, Tyson. There'll be another one, I promise.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
and he got kicked by David. I mean, if you had to pick between the two, for the first one, Australia versus the world, you got to get David on.
Yeah,
one of the greatest players and characters, and but so we see Benji come out of nowhere. He blindsides Tegan, but then she comes back in a non-elim, and a scene that I love so much.
Did
Michelle.
she come in during Exile Beach?
Yes. So it was Exile. She first off against Anita, I believe, and then she came straight back to the tribe.
Yeah,
and like this scene, it lives rent free in my head, where they're just like standing in the shelter talking, and just slowly Benji's lies are starting to like unravel, and everyone's starting to see what is all the crap that he's been saying. And what's this from Alan? I should rewatch the season. I have no recollection. Yeah, like there's so much that I completely forgot about as well until I rewatch a few random episodes and stuff. It's quite a wild season, filled with ups and downs constantly, but really good overall. I would strongly recommend a rewatch. But the Benji versus Tegan dynamic, Michelle, what did you think of it?
Oh, look, it was good for entertainment. It was. I like when there's some sort of argy-bargy going on and they're trying to take control, but Tegan was never going to take control. It was always going to be Benji in control there. Not necessarily in a way that was going to benefit him, but I think he was the stronger person out of both of them.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I want to drop this hot take for you, right? Non-eliminations create more interesting Survivor. And the reason why I say that is because if Nick gets voted out in season 1 and doesn't come back, we don't get the Nick versus Sue, Nick versus Jenna Louise, the whole drama there, right? We don't get the Benji and Tegan drama, which I think if we didn't have Tegan for like the last wee bit of the pre-merge, it's just Benji in control of the contenders, and it's just no real like pushback. You get what I mean? Which would have made season a bit more of a lull. You get what I mean?
So you're saying you like them to come back in?
Yeah. I like when players, like, I'm not saying it works out all the time. Like you're like Tara and AK, for example, where her coming back literally screwed over AK in season 2. But I do like it when players come back, but they actually try and change something. Like we saw Haley come back, change her game, and then she wins the season.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You don't like it at all?
God, I sound like Trump then.
Yeah, I don't like it. None of them. I do not like
Haley, look, she was out for a longer time than Tegan. If you're out for like an episode and you're back in, I'm okay with that. But if you're out for a long stretch of time and you come back in and then you win, it's less of a win for me. But also when you're coming back in, you're starting on the back foot, but you're also after revenge. So those people who do come back in, I mean, obviously the people playing the game have to be so wary if they voted them out, and they're never going to trust them. So it's like a double-edged sword. Some people come back in and then they're just voted out straight away because it's not working.
Yeah. And so like that's why I do love the players who do come back and somehow they're either able to flip things to their side or make something else work. Because Tegan never fully gained back control of the contenders, but she made just enough of an impact to at least survive the tribe swap, right? And so something I do find pretty funny though is the constant like misplay of split votes, like what Heath played his idol and they all voted for him, and then that's how Nita gets taken out, and the next several votes from the contenders is all unanimous. It's like, did you not learn anything from Heath? Why aren't you splitting the votes? But and a twist I do want to talk about because I feel like it's not really been talked a lot about at all. But it's the save or send twist. Do you remember much?
Oh yes.
About it?
What that was? Yeah, I remember it. Have they only ever done it once?
Only once, yeah.
Yeah, because it was weird. You know, you want to vote her out, but do you want to save her? It was just.
Yeah.
It was. I don't understand. It would be fun if, say, there were two separate tribes, and say they were both at tribal council. Someone's voted out, and then the other tribe has to vote if they want to save her or just let her go. I think that would be more interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, because the twist was that if they choose save, then she comes back to that tribe, right? She comes back to like the contenders, right? Which I do feel bad for her because you get Benji and Robbie there. It's like, there's no way they're allowing her to come back. She's literally their number one enemy, right? But do you think it was a smart move by the contenders, though, to get rid of another contender, even though it was like, what is that? Like an enemy kind of to them, but like lowering their numbers so much.
But if they're not, if Tegan's not voting with them, even if she was part of them at one point, it doesn't matter because if she's not voting with them, get rid of her.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I don't know, because like you could almost try and do like a Simon and George kind of thing. It's like, look, let's just put our guns down for now and try work things out. Because obviously when we get to the post-merge, it's just decimating the people along the bottom. Yeah. Like obviously Lydia gets blindsided, then Robbie, then Sam, who's kind of at the bottom, gets taken out. Like it's just, maybe if you had an extra contender there.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of similar. We'll also talk about it when we do reach the season, but All-Stars, whether or not Harry should have given that stop a tribal advantage to Nick or not. If that would have been a good idea. But yeah. Sorry, after you.
I think Lydia went out way too soon. I'm really disappointed
100%.
She went out then.
Yeah, and they absolutely gave the champions a big numbers majority, little by little. Just look at the fun. Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, just look at what the post-merge was: 4 contenders and 8 champions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy.
So many.
Yeah, we lost so many. Like, Heath as well. I was so gutted when we lost Heath. Like a vote just before the merge as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame.
6 champions, 5 contenders. It was a bit more even, actually.
No, it was a 12-person merge, right?
Oh, sorry. I've already got rid of Lydia. She's on my other page. I'm on my second page where.
Yeah. You got like charts. You got like this color coordinated and everything.
Look, I'm coming on with you, Mucky. I need to know some stuff because I can't remember everything.
How can you not remember everything? It's Australian Survivor. It's 26 hours of footage. Yeah.
Sorry. I've got to remember the idiosyncrasies of 21 5-year-olds every day of my life. So, you know what? They take over my brain space.
It sounds like you need a chocolate milk. I'll come back to Sydney just to give you some more chocolate milk. Look,
I got 4 weeks of school left, and then I'm on holidays. And you know what? Probably these podcasts in the holiday time will be really a lot more relaxed and have more information.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, I can't wait for what is like we've got one with Make It to Merge. I won't say what season it's about, but I'm really excited for that one because I have a whole outfit ready because it's a few days right before Christmas. So I can't wait to
wearing the buffs that correlate to these seasons. What am I doing?
What are you doing, Michelle? Why haven't you? Disappointing, Michelle.
I'm sure I've got this one. I'm sure I've got the merge buff for this one.
No, showing up unprepared. Like everyone, like, can you believe this? Ask Michelle to do one thing, she can't even do it. Absolute tragedy, Michelle.
Oh my god.
But also a comment here from Survivor to us. Why didn't Heath the Titan come back? Do you know if he's been rumored for any other season?
Yeah. I didn't. Well,
Never?
not that I've heard. Not a big rumor. No.
I know that there was a rumor for a while that like All Stars was pretty much like second chances because it wasn't confirmed if it was Jericho and Shane or if it was like two other people. But I think very quickly people figured out it was Jericho and Shane and not the other people. And so I don't know who they were. Like maybe it was Heath. I know that Jenna has been rumored a couple of times. I know that she was rumored for Heroes versus Villains.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
like I was looking back through some old stuff of like old like rumored casts and stuff like that, and yeah, like Jenna and Craig from season 1 were rumored to be on Heroes vs Villains, but obviously they were never on it. So
what are you putting into
Yeah.
Google to research this?
Yeah.
Are you putting Australian Survivor
But this-
rumors?
no,
there?
it was literally on my phone because I've been running out of storage. I have to delete a lot of stuff,
Right.
and I found a lot of the old. Here's who might be returning for Heroes vs Villains.
Okay. Yes.
So, yeah.
I remember.
Crazy times to look at.
Survivor auction. I love the Survivor auction.
Oh, it's
love it.
great.
I love that we
I
do
can't
it.
say,
JLP doesn't. Oh, he's done
and
it once.
and Sam got the chalky milk as well.
What's
you know.
Survivor twist going on about?
Lord Michelle, no worries. I usually have 2 tablets. Oh, what do you mean you have 2 tablets worth of notes, bro? Really?
Oh, that's
2 tablets of
okay.
notes? It's like 2 iPads.
Well,
2
it
tablets.
depends. I have a lot more for Amazing Race. Amazing Race notes are bigger than these just recap notes, and my hunted notes are big. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
See, I just wing it. I've got the only piece of paper I have nearby is this photo of Andy Serkis.
Oh, jeez, you're just winging it. You see,
yeah, I do have a structure.
voice.
I do have a structure. I just memorize it, you know. So then, if we
Jeez.
go off course, it doesn't matter because then I can just go wherever, you know. And Lord, just various open wikis and bad screenshots.
So you can't even read them, Survivor Twist.
But like, I guess let's go back to
Yes,
Champions
go
vs
back.
Contenders.
Where
We
we
reached the merge, and you know, I feel like we didn't really get much of Shane in the pre-merge, and then
Not a
all of a
lot.
sudden she's just like at the challenge, being like, "Hey, we should probably blindside Lydia, right?" You know, and it's like literally at the challenge, and as people like fall off and they come back, she's like, "Hey, just to let you know, we're planning to blindside Lydia. Don't worry about it." While she's like right there, you know, doing the challenge. It was so great. Loved it.
And Lydia was good at challenges too. Like, why would you get rid of someone who's good? Oh, but actually, we're at merge, aren't we? We're at merge.
Yeah, it's merge. Yeah.
So you want to get rid of the ones that are good at challenges then.
Yeah.
But I loved how good she was. She was fun to watch because she was just so proficient at a lot of things.
Yeah. And something we haven't really talked about is like Robbie's obsession with Matt during the pre-merge. How like he always challenged Matt for the 1v1 matchups, but then always lost the 1v1 matchups.
Yeah. Because he wanted to seem like he was stronger and more macho, and I can beat him, and Matt's not the god you think he is, and he never got there.
Yeah, and you know, we lose Lydia here, and then we lose Robbie. You know, like poor Benji has to turn on Robbie here to kind of save his own ass, and I thought that was kind of sad, but like also at the same time, what could he have done? You know, like if he plays an idol on them, he's probably taken out in a revote. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if they survive, they're still on the bottom without an idol. You know, so yeah. And then let's talk about the Mighty Ducks, which I think is one of the greatest alliances and blindsides of all time. Do you remember the Mighty Ducks?
You're talking about the movie?
No, that was the alliance name. The Mighty Ducks.
It? Oh no, I totally blanked.
You've got all these pages of notes, and you don't.
The Ducks never came up. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, Michelle.
You do talk about
How-
obscure things, though, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Yeah,
have
I
to try and think what the hell is going on in your brain and what tangent are we going on and how does it pertain to Survivor?
But no, it's, the Mighty Ducks was the alliance between Benji, Shawnee, Fenella, Monica, and Brian. And
Oh,
they all
yes.
decide there's time to take out the Godfather, to take out
Yeah.
Matt Rogers, right? And so something else as well that happens is that Sean finds an idol at the challenge and she poops it out in front of everyone.
Oh, God.
And then
I can actually see that. And it
Yeah.
feels like yesterday. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy,
that
right?
was crazy. Like, I'm like, sorry, you don't know where your clothes end. Like, you supposed to put it in, not come out the other
I don't
side.
know. Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but like, can't you just put it into like a pocket or something?
Well,
into
even
pants
if you don't
pockets?
put it in a pocket, you're wearing undies or swimmers underneath, you put it in there. Like,
True.
even if you don't have a pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Michelle, as Ellen says, Mucky staying on topic, never.
Yes.
But yeah, so the Mighty Ducks.
Here now. Evie.
Oh, Evie. Hello, Evie. Hopefully you're doing really, really well. What a terrible season. I mean, everyone else seemed to think so as well. Like, I don't think it's that bad, but I think it's like compared to other seasons.
Look,
it's not as good.
Compared to the current American Survivor season, it's like top notch.
I mean, I think anything compared to American Survivor these days is top notch. Like, watching paint dry can be pretty entertaining at times. It's I don't know. We will save the American Survivor hate for another another podcast.
Keep going back to
it. I mean, fair enough, especially with all the stuff between Jeff and Jeremy as well. It's just, it's a lot of stuff. But and I'm so glad I don't watch US Survivor. Me too, Alan. Up top. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so happy I don't watch it, but I still find it frustrating just hearing about it. But anyway, so we get to Tribal.
Gone. It's very sad.
Well, hang on, we get something very juicy before then, though, Michelle.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
where Shan, she plays the idol for Matt. And before it gets confirmed, Benji pipes up and talks her out of playing the idol on him and gets her to play on this instead.
How good is that when that happens
moment.
at Tribal Council? That's happened a couple of times now. I love it.
Yeah, just really confused and just startle the person, that's so good. Yeah. I remember like Curious vs. Villains when the AFL player, what's his name? I think was it David?
Are you kidding me? The AFL player. That's like saying
I don't know.
I don't know. The model.
The model. Yeah. Who was the AFL player and the model of that season? I don't know.
AFL player, the girl one?
Oh, Abby. Yeah, she was in Contenders vs. Contenders too.
Are you talking about a male or a female?
Oh, it was a male. He was on the Heroes Tribe, but I remember he tried to do the same thing to Liz at the merge vote. But
who was
but she was just like, no. I think his name was David. David Zaharakis. Am I getting that right? Is it David? Alan, you're
Zaharakis.
Zaharakis. I don't know. All right, let's quickly search it up. I need to know.
You even spell that.
Who is on the Heroes Tribe Survivor AU?
Oh my God, are you right? Australian Survivor. Is he on it?
Yes, it is. David
David
Zaharakis.
You remember that surname?
I don't know. It just came
versus Villains. Yeah.
Here we go. Coy Boy Tom's. Yeah, it's David. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I got something right, Michelle. Who would have thought?
Unbelievable.
Not me. But Benji talks Sean out of playing her idol for Matt, and then Matt goes home with an idol in his pocket.
I know.
How do you not play an idol for yourself?
I don't know. Sorry, I can't. You play your idol. If you have an idol and you haven't been talking to at least half the tribe, you play it.
I mean, it's like you have blindsides like with David and Henry. You know, they get taken off the idol in their pocket. You get what I mean? But like, there was like a blindside where they had literally no idea. Someone is saying in front of you to not play an idol on you. It's like that's a pretty bad sign when someone's trying to convince someone not to save you. You know, so yeah. I don't know.
It was crazy. And he was pretty quiet about it. Like, why are you being so quiet? Talk back to Benji.
Yeah, be like, no. I think you should play it on me. Yeah, play for me. But yeah, no, none of that. It was oh, and Russell Hantz at the end of the episode, I took a chance, it didn't work. Well, it's not even like a Russell Hantz thing because everyone knew that Russell had the idol, but nobody knew that Matt had the idol. You get what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. And then the next episode, the champions flip back, and we probably see the worst move of the steal the vote advantage I've ever seen, where Shawnee uses to steal the vote on Shan and votes for Shan, and it's tied, but since she stole Shan's vote, and Shan obviously can't vote in the revote, so they then lose the steal the vote, so then they can't even tie it up again to draw rocks or anything. And then Benji gets taken out. Nuts, right?
But I was
Josh
actually,
Damage, I don't know.
I mean, I was happy because he took out Matt. And I'm like, well, there you go, buddy. Now you're gone. I like it when that happens, when it's like karma. Or, you know, they've tried to, you know, they've taken so long to get someone out. Or they've voted out like someone who's in a tight alliance with them, and all of a sudden they've gone against them, voted them out, and then they're out next. And I'm like, yes, you don't deserve to be in there.
I mean, I did feel bad for Benji. I would have loved to have seen more of him.
Yeah,
but
a lot of people didn't want him to go.
Yeah, but we also get the great scene as well where he tells Brian that people are coming for him, even though he's wearing the individual immunity necklace. In that conversation as well, it's like, come on, Benji. Like, you know, I love you and all, but you really stuffed. Stuffed that one.
You're not going anywhere with that little play,
No, and play your idols, Michelle Survivor, equivalent to read your clue on the Amazing
read
Race.
your clue.
And it was a ridiculous use of the stealer vote. I got a hot take. I'm excited for your hot take, bro.
What's the hot take?
We're waiting. Let's not talk. We're going to sit here in silence until he says a hot take.
Jeez, if people come on,
and they see that we're just sitting in silence. I'm just messing. So straight after Benji goes, we get another non-alum, which is the dead man walking twist, where you can.
Oh my gosh! What? That is so bad.
It was so shit. So terrible.
You can't vote. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
so
you can't vote.
How many tribals can she vote for?
It was 2 tribals.
Yeah.
So you couldn't vote for the final 7 or final 6 rounds.
And didn't they live somewhere else? Didn't they live on Excel Beach by themselves? So they couldn't strategize and they couldn't vote. Like, it's a death sentence. It is dead man walking. It totally
literally is dead man walking. But what's so dumb is that they gave it to Steve, right? They gave it to Steve, right? And he obviously can't vote, right?
Yeah.
And then they choose to vote him out anyway. It's like, what do you do? He can't vote for the next 2 rounds. Vote out someone who can vote. I don't know. It was just a terrible round. Like, where would this non-alum sit between like the non-alum rankings? I guess, you know, is this as bad as like the Urns and Redemption Rock, or would you say it's like not as bad?
Yes, it's as bad as the Urns. Oh, the Urns.
As bad as.
I think it's just under the Urns.
Just under the Urns.
Don't bring back the Urns.
Well,
they were they weren't even true. They were putting whatever the hell they wanted in there. If they wanted save, there were just saves in there. There was you didn't know because you never opened up the rest of them. It was just
exactly
smoke and mirrors. Yeah,
pretty much. Well, just wait for season 51 Survivor earns twist, but it's to try and regain back your vote. Will you have a vote this tribal? I don't know. Smash and earn. And here's a hot take from Survivor Twist. This particular steal the vote was used was done because it would mean remove the vote in a re-vote unless it was used on a tied person. That's still Sean's vote and also tied her up. Why? It's hard to explain. Yeah, it was a really bad move, but Dead Man Walking was just a very depressing twist. Lose your vote twice publicly, you do become useless. Well, not as useless as useless strange survivor facts.
I knew you were going to say that.
But
he's not here to defend himself.
He's not it, he's not here to say why this is one of the best seasons alongside Blood versus Water, So yeah. No, but then straight after we get another depressing episode, right? Where Sian finds an idol, which I'm happy for Sian, underdog of the season at this point. She finds an idol, and they have the perfect vote opportunity. Brian wins immunity. They should split the votes 2-2, but Brian just wants Sian out. He doesn't want to have to do a re-vote. He just wants her out so badly. So Sian plays the idol, and they 2-1 Fenella out of the game.
Yeah,
and it's the last. And it's the last we ever see of Fenella. Like, do you know if she's been asked to come back or anything like that, or has she just been forgotten about?
There was something. There was a murmur, but I don't know what season it was now. But there was a murmur about her. I think people wanted her back, but I don't know whether she was asked.
Yeah, I would love to see Fenella come back. Obviously, Shawnee is one of the many faces of Australian Survivor. She's like the Mount Rushmore of Australian Survivor. Yeah. But what about Fenella? Like, do you reckon Fenella could have a run like Shawnee where she becomes a Australia fan favorite?
I don't know. I think she came with Chanel. Chanel. I was about to say Chanela.
Yeah.
She came with Shawnee. So there was sort of this pairing that I don't know whether people would want her on her own. They really wanted them back together and to see them again. But I don't know whether she'd be wanted, individually.
Yeah. It is a wee bit sad because especially now, we're on season 12 of Australian Survivor. You know what I mean? Like, time's definitely ticking by fast for players like her, like Craig, to potentially come back. You know what I mean? Because now I kind of feel like they're starting to get forgotten a bit, which is really sad. But I'd love to see them come back.
Craig, I'd love to see again. Yeah.
Yeah. And straight after this, we get Shawnee. She's very upset. And we get another iconic alliance name, the Shh Alliance, because of Shane, Shawnee, Sean.
Yes.
Yeah, the Shh Alliance. And Shawnee just flips. Why? Just because she wants to. And so she flips. They try and make it seem like it's Brian because Sean wins immunity. But he's pretty cocky. He plays an idol, but they switch the vote to Monica and they blindside Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
she I feel was like never this was a huge name in this season, though.
Monica? No.
Yeah.
Not really. She hardly got anything, I think. I think the only thing she's most well known for is all the belly flops she did after jumping off of that tower.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard to watch, Yeah. And but did you like this move from Shawnee though? Flipping on Brian Monica?
Well, I think Shawnee just wanted to do something drastic because she felt sad and she felt so alone, and she just wanted to do something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I like the move. TV wise, it's great, but she's now put herself in a 2-1-1. Which we saw when Brian wins immunity. Who's going to get voted out? It's her, I feel like but then I guess it's like the same thing of Brian and Monica are so tight. You get what I mean? Like maybe she walks into the same situation regardless, right? So I don't really know. But we do lose Shawnee here straight after where she doesn't want to make fire. She knows she's going to lose. So she tries convincing Sean to flip on Shane, which obviously was never going to happen. And and a star was born, you know?
Yes.
Who would have thought Shawnee would become one of Australia's greatest fan favorites of all time?
I know. Well, I actually looked at
Australia.
her promo today that came out for the show before the show started. And you know, she's 25, she's walking along the beach in she's up in Noosa because she's living there, and she's in an all black number with this belt that's designer belt CG. I can't remember what that is because I don't do designer stuff. And she's saying that she just sunbakes and she gets a coffee, and you know, she's got this charmed life going on. And you can see why the casting people just loved her, because she was so outspoken, but she was so endearing at the same time, like not really snobbish. She sort of took it all with a bit of fun, and you know, even though if other girls would have said the same thing, people would have taken it the wrong way. So, for instance, someone who's on Big Brother at the moment, she's not getting away with it. So, yeah, it really depends on the person, and they pick the right person, and you know, and Shawnee coming on in that iconic dress.
Yeah,
and,
iconic dress.
Everyone was like, what the hell is she wearing? Why is she wearing a dress? But then everyone loved the dress, and people went to Halloween or watch parties that year wearing a dress, pretending to be Shawnee.
Iconic.
So, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
that's so iconic. Yeah, well, it's not iconic because Ishonic, you know?
Ishonic.
No, but like, I think something that perfectly summarizes Shawnee is this one confession. It's an opening confessional for Heroes versus Villains. I am back because inflation is a bitch. My list of needs are growing and the cost of living is getting higher. I really need that $500,000. So relatable. I think everyone relates to that confessional. And that's why even Luke, right? I feel like Luke is like the everyday, like, you know, he's like the dad, the Aussie dad, the family man. You know, a lot of like, I guess a casual fandom can really relate to Luke and stuff like that. You know, especially a lot of families can. And then you have Shawnee, who's more like your individual favorite, where everyone relates to Shawnee one way or another, right? And so, yeah. And so has a 2-1-1 vote happen on Australian Survivor Final 4? Yeah, so that's how Shawnee got taken out on a 2-1-1, and happened on Survivor New Zealand Season 2 Thailand as well. 2-1-1 at the Final 4. Crazy. And Shawnee just wants to shop, Kay. Well, who doesn't love shopping? You know? Like, are you a shopping kind of person, Michelle?
Oh, look, I need some money to do the shopping thing. That'd be good. Oh, look, you know what? At the end of the year, when I get gifts from parents, teacher gifts, generally it's all vouchers at the moment. So yeah, I go on a bit of a shopping spree at the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So even for Christmas shopping, I love to do the very typical thing and just do all of it on Christmas Eve. You know, I feel like it's always the best.
I think you told me that before. No, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That is a typical man thing to do. Stop it.
I'll do it the last day. It'll be fine. No. I'll do it I'll do it at 4 p.m. an hour before every store will close. You know, it's
Jeez.
But yeah, final 3. Sean makes a decision to take out Brian. Yeah, and I know everyone's like, "Oh, Sean would have 100% won against Brian," but Michelle, I have a hot take. I think Brian could have won this season.
No.
Right? No. Hear me out. Hear me out. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. Right. So Brian was one of the very few champions who actually worked with the Contenders, right? Because I think Matt Rogers and his crew weren't very like, whatever with a lot of the Contenders, right? But Brian actually worked with them. Obviously, he had a very tight alliance with Shonella as well. You know, Shawnee Finella, they're on the jury. Robbie's on the jury. I don't know if Robbie and Brian had a lot in common. You know, Benji might award Brian, his jury vote was something, obviously he does vote for Sean over Shane, but yeah, I think, that is 4 out of 9 right there.
You think
Maybe
Brian
maybe
against,
Monica.
but out of Brian and Shane?
I think that's a close one as well. I think this final 3 is close, no matter who makes it to 2, because I can see the contenders voting for Brian, and maybe Monica votes for Brian and Brian wins the season, or does Benji and Robbie stay on Sean? I don't know.
But do you think Brian could have made a good case? Because Shane's case was very good.
Yeah.
Shane's case beat Sean's, and Sean's a barrister.
Yeah.
Fine. I think she choked a little bit at the end, but she's used to, being able to talk in front of people. I don't know whether Brian would have had it in him.
Well, I mean, no offense when I say this, but is she a good, barrister? Because she's made it to the end twice and lost.
Well, she's gone higher in the ranks now. She's not just a barrister. I think she's a judge now.
Oh wow! Crazy! That's awesome.
I saw her in Sydney. I chatted to her. I'm pretty sure she is. I'm going to Google while we're on. Just chat. Talk to Survivor Quiz.
Hey, Survivor Twist. Brian was my favorite. Funny, just could have won against others. I think it's close. I really do, because I think probably gets Monica's vote. I can see him getting the contenders vote, and there's 5, and he wins, right? Because if he's at the end with Sean, does the whole thing about her misplaying or mishandling the idol for Matt, even though he should have played the idol on himself, does that still come into play to affect her at the very end? I can see that still happening. I don't think Matt would vote for Brian to win, but I can still see that maybe having just as much of a negative impact. Obviously, the very famous thing is that because of Sean's mistake, even though it was Matt's, costed her Matt's vote to win. But yeah, I think it's close. How about you, Michelle?
I'll take your word for it. I don't think it's close, but that's fine. I can't see it on here right now. It's only saying she's barrister, but she's moved up to Sydney now. So I thought she changed jobs. I thought she said she changed jobs, but I'm not sure. I have to research.
Yeah. No, but can I just say, I feel like we missed out on having Sean on Australia vs. the World. 2-time runner-up, never to be voted. I reckon she would have been a great pick on the Australian tribe.
Yes. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, her or Janine I see as quite equal. I don't know about you. I just see them as quite equal in their gameplay and how they align.
They're pretty similar. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess what is it?
Shane won. I love that's one of the golden things about this season, because quite a few people didn't think she should win. And I thought she played a good game. And just because she wasn't hugely up in the edit, it doesn't mean that she didn't play a good game. And I'm so impressed that, an older woman, and, a lot of people see older women as not as capable as older men, and which is insane, because they're usually the older women are the ones that got it all together. But, yeah. Oh, hi, Pratty.
And welcome, Pratty, to the live. Hope you're doing really well. And she is on Oz vs. World too. That's right. We did do a live on our Dreamcast for Australia vs. the World. Make sure you check it out. It was us, Survivor Twist, and Richard as well, before he had to scoot off right for exams. Hopefully he's doing really well with his exams. But yeah, what do you think about Shane being on the new cast of Traders, though, Michelle?
Oh,
how well do you think he's going to do in Traders?
Yes, can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah.
I hope she's. I hope she's not like a easy banishment or like an early murder or something. I hope we get a lot of Shane. I reckon she'll be pretty great.
She's pretty clued. Yeah. She's clued up there. So hopefully she'll stay in longer than some of the others. And was a weird choice for Traders. I thought it was something different.
Yeah.
because you need some older people, you need some younger people. Traders is good for having a whole cross section, you know.
Yeah, and like you've got oh, it's a very lazy
Well,
show.
complete
Because
Survivor.
like the other Survivor players you have, it's like AJ, strategic mastermind, Henry, social and strategic mastermind, Kirby, like one of the biggest recent stars, I think, in reality TV as a whole. And I think Shane's just a great, different kind of person to have on, And I think where, you've brought it up a couple of times, it's my turn to bring it up. Where I think American Survivor goes wrong is a lot of it's to do with their casting, because they cast a lot of the same type of people. But what I love about Australian Survivor, Shane is very different to Matt Rogers, to Benji, to Shonella, to Brian, who's like, like what his nickname was, Grubby, because he kept on taking like a piss everywhere. You get what I mean?
Yes.
She's very different to Russell, to Jackie, to Tegan. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like to have so many different kinds of people and players. I think that makes for a more overall interesting, like product. Definitely. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, was it like David and Kirby hadn't really seen the show before? Luke hadn't really seen the show before. Shawnee hadn't really seen the show before. Still all here representing Australia and Australia versus the world as some of the best players in the franchise.
Yeah,
and they hadn't even really seen the show before, So I think it's just more about what is it? I guess like who the people are, I guess, like for me personally, that really makes or breaks the show. And I wouldn't if around with Shane Gould. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. You never want to mess with Shane. Well, any massive thoughts you have, Michelle? Like, what would you say is like the highlights of the season for you, like as a whole? We'll start off with the good and we'll maybe into it with the bad.
For the fan base, highlight is Shonella. Total.
Of course.
Total. Highlight. For me, Russell being voted out with an idol. That's
everyone's highlight. And I forgot in the reunion show, he didn't show up, right? Because he was so mad about getting voted out.
Hates it now.
Yeah, and they threw his hat into the fire.
Yeah.
The reunion show. Remember that? That was pretty great.
Crazy. Yeah. Look, there were a lot of non-highlights. And the other highlight would be seeing Lydia. I thought I loved Lydia. And then Shane winning, that was major highlight for me.
Yeah. I mean, I personally just loved the Matt Rogers blindside. I think Matt and Benji going up back to back are like two of like my favorite episodes. You get what I mean? Just with a huge like power shift in both episodes as well. I do agree there's like a few lows throughout the season. I think it's why, because in case of people are wondering how we did the rankings, we got many different people to send me through their rankings. Speaking Llama, Make It to Merge, Survivor Twists as well. He'll be featuring a bit later on as well. Useless Strange Survivor Facts, like many other people. And I made an average on how everyone ranked the seasons, like what's the most like common placement. Blood versus Water, the only person who didn't put it at the bottom was Useless Australian Survivor Facts. So that was pretty easy what's last place. And this season, it was mixed between this and the season we're going to be talking about next week, which I won't reveal just yet. And this one just ended up getting just like a tad more than what we're going to be talking about next week. And I think it's because it's constantly high and low. You go in, like there's no consistency, if that makes sense. Like it's the first 2 episodes is a high. Then for like 4 episodes, which is 2 weeks roughly, it's just right down. Nothing really happens. Then Benji comes into the show, huge up. Then it goes right back down. The Matt and Benji blindside happens up. And then it goes down because of the what's it called? The Dead Man Walking twist, and then it comes right back up for the finale. It's constant up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not consistent. Whereas other seasons have patches where it's consistently really good. You get what I mean? And so that's where what I personally think of the season. I definitely do think that the Jenna getting medically evacuated, but they turned it into a vote, and then Moana pulling a sickie, and she gets voted out. those two episodes, like you really feel them stretching it out, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Survivor Twist here says, can you comment on why they did the same theme 2 seasons in a row? I think because it was quite successful the first time, and they had no idea what to do next. They just did a second season of the same thing.
Well,
I know when it came out, we were all like, what? Why are you doing it again? And they're very similar. I mean, Titans versus Rebels. Yeah, it's not the same as Contenders versus Champions, but what else? What else did we have here? Did we have Heroes versus Villains? No, that's US.
No, it was Champions versus Contenders 1 and 2, then All Stars, then Brains versus Brawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another one similar to Champions versus Contenders? There isn't.
Titans versus Rebels, I think.
No, I was thinking there's an American season that was similar to.
David versus Goliath.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of that.
Yeah. And they're going to run out of theme ideas. Well, I mean, it's still early days, you know. At least it's not just numbers. Welcome to season 11.
They could do, you know, what the Americans did, you know, the white collar,
different locations,
blue collar.
Yeah,
they could do that.
I could be keen, like, to see some other locations as well. You know, I hope that's something Australian Survivor tries to do. We've obviously had the Australian Outback. I know they're in Fiji for 2 seasons. I think that was Champions vs Contenders 2 and All Stars, I think, was in Fiji, I think, and then the rest have just been in Samoa. So I could be keen if they tried other newer locations, you know, but
it's just
I'm surprised
there, and they're the biggest places. New Caledonia isn't going to do it. I mean, that's French owned. They need, I mean, there's some, Vanuatu is a bit too small. Oh, they could do Vanuatu because we've had a US Vanuatu, haven't we? So they could do it. They could use their sites. Yeah.
Or Survivor White Island, which is an active volcano in New Zealand that has erupted, I think, twice in the past, like, 10 years. So
how about that's just no.
But then it's real Survivor. You're actually surviving, Michelle.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm surprised we haven't seen fans as favorites. Well, I think that's going to be a upcoming.
Where is fans versus favorites?
Yeah. Would you apply if it was fans versus favorites?
I want the race. Can someone put me on the race, please?
Fans versus favorites, the amazing race. We need to make it happen.
So frustrating.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it did get renewed for another season though, but it is all.
It's not. I've heard it is renewed. However, I haven't. It wasn't on their promo this year. Channel 10's promo came out after the upfronts, end of last week, and it's not on the promo. Last year they had Bo going go on the promo, and they just haven't this year, which is don't know why.
That's a bit sad. And we had Celebrity Survivor on Vanuatu. Was that the Australian one they did with like 12 people?
What?
Yeah, there was a Australian celebrity version. It was weird. They had 2 tribes. One was 5 chicks, one guy. It was that was the one where the 2 jury members came back at the final 5. Well, no, the final 3. Crazy. Yeah. That's right. And Dicka was also on the Traders.
Yes.
Dicka was a host. That's right. Crazy stuff. Yeah. Well, is anything really else really chat about this the season, Michelle? Anything you feel like we've missed? We're good.
Yeah.
Good. Do you reckon the season is too high on the rankings, too low on the rankings, or do you reckon it's just about right? Yeah.
Too high? No. No, it's fine. I'm happy.
It's fine where it is.
I can't remember where I put it now, personally. I need to write down my list because I can't remember.
You do. Actually, oh my gosh, it was so funny. So Michelle said to me after last week, last week's one. She was like, "Hey, Mucky, like I don't want to be that person, but I feel like all the rankings were literally like my choices, and I had to scroll up find her once, and it was completely different.
I can't find mine. I'm like, where is it? I keep seeing yours, and like so many of them. I'm like, where's mine? Is that mine?
Yeah. I put it at the very top. I put us at the very top, Michelle, because we're obviously the kings and queens, you know. So
yes, okay.
yeah, but shall we reveal what the next season's going to be?
Sure.
Would you like to announce it, or should I announce it?
I think I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I'm just going to check.
You know what? Just take a guess. You know, like Praddy, Survivor. Wait, I think Survivor Twist.
No, 8.
Yeah, out of 8. So we've got out of the seasons we have left, right? We haven't chatted about season 1, season 4, All Stars, and everything. Wait, no, All Stars, Brains vs. Brawn 1.
Okay.
Titans vs. Rebels, Heroes vs. Villains, Brains vs. Brawn 2, and Australia vs. the World. So out of the 8, what do you guys reckon is next?
Come on, guys.
Brady says season 1 was boring and predictable. Come on,
Brady,
Survivor Twist. Are you still there? Which one do you think it is?
Is Aline still here too? Ellen?
Oh, Ellen, that's right.
Ellen.
It's because I went off topic.
Oh. Yes. That was at 9:04. You bored her to tears. She's gone to sleep.
Probably.
And Evie and Cool Boys, they were here too. I think you might be the other CBC.
Well, if it was, I actually would have been heartbroken. But I'll announce it. It's season 1, baby.
Yeah.
The first season of the rebooted Australian Survivor, season 1. Michelle and I will be getting together next week to talk all about it. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe for Cheeky Naughty Times. We actually have a lot coming out at the moment. So obviously on Friday, we've got the new episode of season 49 coverage coming out with Drew, Jake, and V. They're doing a phenomenal job. And then the legendary Sam Smith and myself, not the singer, the great and only like Kiwi author, and Traders New Zealand player, will be getting together to talk about the Celebrity Traders UK season that just recently finished filming. So make sure you check us out on that. And then, but wait, there's more. On Sunday nights, myself, Kahuna, and The Vault are getting together to talk about Squid Game The Challenge season 2. Like, I love Squid Game The Challenge. Like, it's been such a... Like, I was even telling Michelle just before we went live, it might be up there with my favorite show this year, alongside Australia vs. the World. Straight up. It's been such a good show, start to finish. Make sure you check out our recaps every Sunday night, normally around this time as well. The Traders recap, and also the Survivor 49 recaps as well. And Michelle and I will be back next week to talk about season 1. Michelle, anything you would like to promote or plug while...
No, there is nothing happening except this at the moment. I'm watching Vidum, which is the Dutch mole. V is de Mol. It's the Dutch version. You have to watch it in subtitles. But it's a very good version of the mole. And they've got back this season, because it's been 10 years. They've got back, no, more than 10 years. It's longer, sorry. But they've got back 5 former moles and 5 just great players who made it really high in the game. And it's really interesting watching these moles trying to think, well, who's actually not a mole now? Have they put a mole twice? Have they done a Sandra and made it twice? Or have they put the mole in one of the contenders, sort of thing? And it's really interesting to watch.
Yeah. Now, I've always wondered, like, if like Traders ever did an all-star season, would you make a trader again?
Yeah.
Or would you give like the faithfuls a chance to be a trader? You go, I mean, I don't know. It would be such a weird, because when it comes to banishment, would you like target people who are previously really good traders, but then it's like, why would they make them a trader again? I don't know.
Exactly.
Traders, come on, do an all-star season. It'd be great. Anyways, I've been your host, Mucky Hope. Kakatao, not everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, guys. Bye.